Audiences, I think, just the kind of to make consensus within the public in Ireland that theatre is for them and that they're able to engage with it. I think people kind of feel like a lot of people feel it belongs to another part of society that isn't them, which isn't true from the work that I see. So I think that if people were to, if we were to work harder maybe to put that message out there, I mean, I kind of think that you should put as much effort into the marketing of the show as the making of the show, because otherwise what are you doing it for? You know what I mean? The theatre is a medium that people need to see. So, yeah.
What do you think is most pressing? Cooperation, collaboration. I think it's we're great at talking the talk, and then you go out and you try and get people to cooperate with you in something, and sometimes you just come up against this, I'm too busy, and I find that difficult, because I think that we work in an area where the geographical challenge is huge. People will travel 50 miles to go to a gig, 4 adults in the car. You're not going to sling your 2 kids in the back of the car and drive for 3 hours or 4 hours. You're just not going to do it. So because of that, the way that we've always operated as a festival and as an organisation is that we collaborate and work with other organisations. So now there are 10 children's festivals in Ireland. In October alone, there are standalone arts festivals for children, and they're there because we work together, we network tour, we bring in a company, they might do 50 gigs across the country in 2 or 3 weeks. And that kind of collaboration and cooperation has been going on in the children's arts sector for years. Doesn't necessarily happen in other sectors, but it's beginning to. But I do think that that's one of the most pressing issues at the moment. The other one is, it's a year on almost from Farmley. There's a lot of talk about culture and the value of the creative economy, but I'm actually not seeing much response. Politicians were very happy to pay lip service to it, and I think we really have to bring that home to the actual value.
To stay in, to become recognised by government for what we do and to be funded accordingly.
The most pressing issue facing us at the minute is the fact that as things stand, I think from a venue's perspective, and obviously I'm talking from a venue's perspective, that as things stand with the way that funding is going and the way the box office is going, I think there's a huge pressure on a lot of the venues to do less professional theatre. And there's a huge onus on the theatre community to respond to that, because ultimately the venues have to work in a way that brings their budgets in on target, given the reduced funding. And production companies have to work with us on that, because they have to work as well with the situation that we have, where I suppose the most pressing question is whether, with 52, 55 funded venues in the country now, like 3 times as many as there were 15 years ago, whether we want those 55 venues to be produced or to be showing as much professional theatre per venue as used to be shown in the 15 or 20 venues that used to be funded by the Arts Council, or whether we're going to accept the fact that a significant majority of those venues are essentially going to become places where music and commercial non-theatre shows will predominate, and amateur shows will predominate, and that professional theatre, touring professional theatre, will become a rarity outside of Dublin and outside the metropolitan areas. I think that's the key question, and the key question I'd like to ask the production companies is what they're going to do about that.